It's that time of the day where we like to say it's new series time.
Let's go.
Today is the first episode of many where I have to try and predict as many National League results correct as possible. The rules are quite simple and they are as follows. If you get the result dead on, it's 5 points. If you predict a win and you get that correct, it's 2 points. If you get a draw correct, it's 1 point. Just to be clear, the categories cannot overlap, so if you get the result dead on and it's a win, it's still only 5 points. The aim of the game is to get as many results correct as possible and see how many points we can accumulate by the end of the series. Also, there will be guests. Right, that's enough blabbering, into the first prediction. And the first game of the weekend is Aldershot versus Solihull Moors. Solihull will be looking to get off to a flying start after losing 2-1 to Grimsby in the playoff finals, managing to keep hold of the likes of Dallas, Sabara, Callum Howe, and introducing new faces such as Alex Reid and Josh Kelly. Sabara, Dallas and Kelly as a front three is just even terrifying to think about, so Aldershot have got a lot on their hands. However, Aldershot will be looking to rectify things after last season when they just scraped survival. They were looking for a mid-table finish this season with the introduction of the likes of Partington, F. Young, Francis Amati, who was unfortunately suspended for this match, but I think this is going to be a cracker at the end. Is there a little bit of bias in this prediction? Yes, there is. Aldershot 2, Solihull 2. And the next game of the weekend is Altrincham versus Maidstone. Newly promoted Maidstone will be looking to get off to a flying start in National League life. However, they haven't brought in many strikers. Their defence is looking a bit weak, so it's not looking very good. Altrincham, who have just recently gone full-time, will be looking to do the same, and they will want the 3 points desperately, showing why going full-time was the right decision for them. So, this is a no-brainer for me. Altrincham 2, Maidstone 1. Game number 3 is Barnet versus Halifax. Harry Pritchard will want to start the season strong under Barnet. Just moving from Eastleigh, he's managed to score a fair few goals for Eastleigh last season. Halifax will be looking to start their life under Millington very strongly. Jamie Allen, you're not coming back. I think this only goes one way for me. Diaz Arroyo will be looking to get off the score sheet, start the season strong. Halifax will also be looking to show people like Jesse Deborah why they should be staying and not leaving this summer. So for me, it's Halifax 2, Barnet 1. And for game number 4, it's Dagenham and Redbridge versus Gateshead. Newly promoted but relegation favourites Gateshead will be looking to get off to a bright start at the start of the season and prove why they should remain in the National League for the rest of the season. So I think this is going to be a good one. Macaulay Langstaff and Sedwin Scott have left big boots to fill for Lewis Nye and Aaron Martin, and based on stats alone, it's not looking like they will be able to do that. However, you never know. Dagenham and Redbridge will be licking their lips at this opportunity. Having missed out on the playoffs 2 years in a row, they're going to want to start incredibly brightly, build some momentum, get on a good run. So, I'm going Dagenham and Redbridge 3, Gateshead 0. Game number 5, Dorking versus Chesterfield. Another newly promoted side in Dorking Wanderers will be keen to show that they can do well this season and they can avoid relegation. I'm sure that's what the main aim will be. Chesterfield at home's not exactly the desired fixture that they would have wanted for their first game back in the National League, but if they can do well in this, then they'll be believing in themselves. Alfie Rutherford will be keen to show that the goals that he scored last season in the National League South, he can do it again in the National League, and he can prove that he is the striker that everyone thinks he may be. However, Chesterfield, the team that I have backed to win the league, well, they will be licking their lips at this, seeing a newly promoted team in the first game of the season, and they know that this is a game that they should be winning. Kabongo Shamanga is back from injury, scoring 24 goals in 27 games last season. He'll be looking to get off to a bright start, knowing that he's got Paul Mullen on his table for the Golden Boot race this season. So it's an easy one for me again. I'm going Chesterfield 3, Dorking 1. Alfie Rutherford with the goal. And the next game is Notts County versus Maidenhead. After losing their main man Josh Kelly, Maidenhead are in a very vulnerable position right now. Notts County will be looking to take advantage of that. Sedwin Scott and Macaulay Langstaff for Notts County will be looking to get underway and prove that they can prove themselves at National League level. So this is going to be a good one. Notts County have also been able to keep hold of their main man Ruben Rodriguez, so it's an easy one for me. Notts County 2, Maidenhead 0. I keep saying these are all easy ones, but I'm going to get them all wrong now. Game number 7 is Boreham Wood versus Southend. This is probably the most evenly matched fixture this weekend. Both sides will be looking to make the playoffs. Boreham Wood narrowly missing out, and so did Southend, so they'll both be looking to get in there next season. With no Jacob Mendy and Kane Smith, Boreham Wood are a little bit more vulnerable, but they have reinforcements. People like Danny Newton from Solihull and Sousa from Grimsby will be looking to start the season brightly. Southend, the signing of Dan Mooney is a brilliant one. Adding Jake Hyde onto that as well as Harry Cardwell, this game's going to be a banger. Boreham Wood 1, Southend 1. From one evenly matched game to another, Torquay versus Oldham. The newly relegated but taken over side in Oldham will be looking to show the league that they're not here to mess about. They want to get into a playoff position and they want to go back up. Their opponents, Torquay, will also be looking to get off to a flying start, as the majority of most teams will be this season, but teams like Torquay, who were just outside the playoffs, will be trying to knock on that door this season. So, with the likes of Corey Andrews coming in, it's going to be a cracker. My score prediction for this match, I'm going to be boring. I'm going to sit on the fence. Torquay 1, Oldham 1. In the next game, we have Wealdstone versus Bromley. Along with the few other teams that I've mentioned so far in this video, Bromley will be one of the teams that will be looking to go for a playoff spot this season, so they will want to get off to a good start. And Wealdstone, well, they'll just be looking to survive this game. I reckon they might play it out for a draw or something similar along those lines, because they know how good of a team Bromley will be and how tough of a test it's going to be for them. With the signings of Lewis Kinsella and Max Kretschmar, it does make them a bit more of a threat. However, I don't think the threat is going to be strong enough to take down Bromley. I think it would be a close game, but a predictable one. Bromley 1, Wealdstone 0. The 10th game of the weekend is Wrexham versus Eastleigh, and this is where things start to spice up. After coming second in the league last year and losing to Grimsby in the playoffs, Wrexham will be having that fire in their belly to try and get that top of the league spot and win the National League, because they want to get out of here. They've got the money to do so, so they're going to do everything they possibly can to try and do it. They come up against an Eastleigh side who have lost some of their key players such as Harry Pritchard and Tyrone Barnett, so for me it only goes one way. However, I could be proven wrong. Eastleigh, I'm sure, know how tough of a test this is going to be, and I feel like Wrexham are just going to need too much for them to handle. I'm going Wrexham 3, Eastleigh 1. And in the penultimate game of this weekend, we have newly promoted York versus Woking. Boo! York will be looking to show what they're all about in the National League this season. I'm sure the goal is also to stay up along with a few others, but Woking's quite a nice test for them. A newly improved side by Darren Cyril. It's going to be a tough test, but it's going to be a good one. Woking, on the other hand, will be looking to try and progress from last season after a mid-table finish. They'll be wanting to try and knock on the door of the playoffs, so they're going to be going good for this one. They're going to come out firing. New signings, Padraig Ammond and James Daly, will want to try and get off the score sheet. However, I think this is going to be a stalemate. I'm going York 0, Woking 0. Just before I get any boring comments in the section, there's got to be one 0-0 result this weekend, so I'm going with this one. And in the last game of game week 1, the 5:20 kickoff, we have Scunthorpe versus Yeovil. I think it's fair to say that both teams are evenly matched, so I think one goal wins this match. New signings Alex Fisher and Ollie Holbert will be looking to get off to a good start. And Scunthorpe, well, they're sick of losing. They haven't won since Vietnam, so it's not going to be a good one for you either, Scunthorpe fans. So you might want to turn the video off now. My score prediction for the final game of the day is going to be Yeovil 1, Scunthorpe 0. That's it for game week 1. I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. Let me know down in the comments, are you excited to see this series? How far do you reckon it's going to go? Who's going to get the most points, me or the guests? We'll be getting guests from game week 2, so let's see if they can catch me. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Let's go!